up, ballers? It's your boy Lozier. And on the other side, I have another Lozier with me, actually. I wonder if we're blood related. But ballers on a budget, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. Go look them up. Corey on the other side is with Sports Beasts. Go ahead and spell it for him.
SPORTZ Beast.
Beasts. Facebook, YouTube, and now newly Twitter. So go look for him as well. Today we just got kind of random rants or whatever you want to call them. It's going to end up being a rant. That's why I say that. But the first topic today is Madden. Why is it so bad? That's the main question. How has there been a Madden that's one of the best in history that you can play in 07? And they've literally done shit for the past, 15 years? They've regressed for 15 years, knowing the technology is always advancing. Your gameplay isn't advancing. Like I said, rant already. Before we even did the podcast, I was like, this is going to be a long video. I hate Madden too much and I play it too much. It's never a good combo.
Madden is like the only Madden 2K, basketball, NHL as a couple years was like the only sports games and games I would play aside from like Call of Duty here and there. I don't even really play games anymore. But yeah, I don't know how they keep coming out with these because they just keep. It's like you took Madden 1 or whatever it was, and all you did to it was just keep updating the roster. Your game is essentially.
That's not all they do. Sometimes they'll implement new little things like they had the QB cone vision and stuff like that. They'll swap up a little controls to make it seem like a new game. And the only time
we relearn the controls.
The only time we do see a new game is with a new console.
Yeah.
That's where your graphics come in, your engines are better, everything like that. My problem is I don't think EA knows football at all. I really don't. We all have this issue year in and year out with the Madden ratings. And there's been proven that Madden ratings adjusters go to the games and stuff to see these players. I just don't think they even realize they're watching football because they're fucking dumb. You know what I mean? Like 90% of people in the world can get the ratings better than what Madden does.
Yeah.
That's 100%. So I don't know how the hell EA is doing that. And I'm not blaming EA entirely because they don't know sports, because I've played FIFA. I played FIBA.
I played Fabo.
I've played FIFA, and I'm not a big sports fan, so I can't say like, oh, this is unrealistic because I don't know.
You're not a big sports fan.
I'm not a big soccer fan. Sorry, I'm a huge sports fan, but I'm not a huge soccer.
I'm not a big sports fan. Check out my sports channel.
The most soccer I watch is my daughter playing. So that tells you a lot. But apparently those are great games. Those get a lot of love in the EA community. NHL. I watch a tiny bit of hockey. You follow it 100 times more than me, but those games get a lot of love. I played those games just because they were enjoyable.
Those games are better. Yeah.
I've never sat down and played a Madden game and like, oh, this is going to be enjoyable. I play it for the challenge, and that's my masochist brain. That's why I like Elden Ring. Insanely hard. So when you do something good, you get to greatly pat yourself on the back. Madden, it's not because the game is hard. It's because the game is fucking shit. How have we been seeing this to where middle linebackers will jump 10 feet in the air and snag a pass? Or their eyes, you can tell they wear fucking helmets and they don't have eyes in the back of their head. They literally don't. And the fact that they wear helmets, it cuts off their peripherals. They'll be running, and then the defense will just snag an interception without looking. Like, it blows my fucking mind. And I think I know what they do. They kind of put the players' ratings up against each other in that moment. So say I have a streak 1-on-1. It does not fucking matter if my half-ass receiver gets a huge jump on him, gets a good lead. It doesn't matter. Because if that defender's rating is better, Madden will force them, even if it looks unrealistic as fuck, because I've seen people literally like, they're on 2 times fast forward and my guy's in slow motion to force that defender to catch up to be able to make a play or something. Like, it makes zero sense. I've rewound things. I've had fumbles recovered within the ground. Like, the ball's literally when I go to instant replay, there is no ball. It's in the ground, but yet the dude can fucking pick it up off of there. I've had my guy quarterback get sacked, lay down, and then get back up and want to throw the ball. I swear, I'm not. This is very, very recent Madden. A lot of this shit happened to me this year, but some ridiculous ones happened last year. I was always constantly sending little snippets to my buddies like, how do they not fix stuff like this? That kind of stuff, I don't think they understand what they're doing.
Or is it more of a, Dad, we'll fix it in the next one because we know you're going to buy it anyway?
Yeah, or we just won't fix it because in their eyes, it's still selling so good, it's not broken, so they're not fixing it.
Yeah, it'll happen in the next one. You buy
the only thing that's broken is the roster. Get that updated and boom. Like, my trend lately is I will buy the new Madden game when it goes on sale for like half price at $30. I haven't bought a Madden game at full price in a couple years. I just don't think they're worth it. But I still love that updated roster, that new engine feel, even if it's not. Maybe they just slow a couple things down. Like, it's another thing that bugs me in Madden is like, your running back will be, or their running back, offense or defense, doesn't matter. The running back, they have a stumble animation. Boom, it should be a tackle for loss. The dude stumbles for 10 more yards before he goes down. And within that stumble animation, I know they've tried to get it better because it used to be horrible. And I know they've done things to stack tackle animations. I've read about it. I play the game a lot. They don't stack very well. One guy will clip him in the legs, the running back will start stumbling, and 3 more dudes will dive off of him and just bounce off. Like, no, he should be getting hit the opposite way, or at least hit the ground at that point or something. You don't just ping off of people and then the dude continues his stumble for 4 more yards. That's the unrealistic shit that gets me about Madden.
So what is your favorite, I should say, or go-to? What is your go-to game mode on the current Madden?
Go-to game mode?
As you play.
My team, I know, is really popular. I don't personally like to play that because it's like building a superstar team eventually. Eventually, all your players are going to be 90 overall and up. In this current year, I've only dug into franchise. Like they're my career kind of builder. I know they had a player or whatever that had a storyline. I'll always go through the storyline and play that, play a couple years, whatever. But mainly it's just franchise, you know, taking a team, doing what I think in real life their moves should be to become a good team. And I do like one of the best aspects in Madden to me, and I always search online for these. I'm on Steam all the time, Xbox Marketplace, PlayStation Marketplace. Any system I have, I try to download a football manager. I'm not physically playing. I'm not the one out there balling. I put them on the team. I need to put them into the position, but they need to do the work. So it's like a simulation mode. I do that all the time. That's fun for me. Even in NBA, I'll get a team. I'll go through their offseason, their draft, do what I think they need to do, sim a couple games. In NBA, it's like sim half season because it's 82 games. See where I'm at, make my trades at the trade deadline, whatever. But it's the football management aspect I like about it. I think they can do some better things with their trade management type things like NBA kind of does.
So when you play, obviously, um, franchise is your go-to. You're kind of, let's just say, you get your team, you pick the Bears or something. You go in, you don't try to get DK Metcalf, Tyreek Hill. Like you don't build a super team.
No, 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 no.
You
If
just
it's legit and like if I finagle somehow get DK Metcalf, awesome. But I've also on the back end, I'm not forcing trades because you can do that. You can build a
yeah.
superstar team. And I always have cap on. So I'm always cap conscious of who I'm signing and stuff like that. Extending rookie contracts, that kind of thing. So a lot of Madden, I like the simulation part of it the most. But no, I don't build a superstar stack team. I have a buddy that does that where they'll just force trades and it's no fun. Like I said, I like a challenge. I like a challenge, Madden, okay? I don't like a bullshit game cheating me every third game I play. Like, and if any all the people that religiously play Madden like I do, it's not me saying the game is bullshit because I'm bad. I'm definitely not the best player. I do play on all Madden at times, and that's where I get my most challenge, but that's where I see my most bullshit too. You can tell Madden will kick it into an extra gear to make sure you're not doing as good as you want, which is fine. But like it blows my mind sometimes. Even Bryson will be sitting next to me and being like, what is going on? Like there's something in the works of that game that forces it to where like if you have a third down, your dude's been doing fucking phenomenal all game. You haven't had a single issue. And then the one time that Madden needs it, your team will just drop the ball for no fucking reason. And then you're sitting here like, okay, Madden, you fucking triggered something. Because all of a sudden it'll flip. Everything that worked for you is not fucking working. There's nothing you can do to stop them. It's ridiculous.
So I don't
Especially
play as
when
much
you're
as I
on all
used to.
Madden. I've literally been in person watching a Madden tournament. And then the guy who won the tournament admitted at the end, he's like, the only reason I won is because I didn't play defense. He said he went to a person on the line, the defensive line, and he let all Madden essentially face these real players. So technically all Madden won the tournament. It was hilarious, dude. We were in GameStop. It was a midnight release of I can't remember what year it was. It was 7 or 8 years ago. But I noticed the guy doing it. He would, they have those little bungee things that you can't take the controller or anything, or even if you drop it, it's just going to stay suspended. They had that when he was playing offense. He would take his hands off the fucking control. When he was playing defense, he would take his hands off the controller because he knew nobody's beating all Madden. Not when it counts. Not when it counts. He would take control on offense, and then he would kind of pick the people apart based on who they were controlling. It was hilarious. Like if a guy was trying to run a zone on the left and he's controlling that cornerback, he's targeting that zone. It was the most incredible thing ever. He won a free copy of it because all Madden beat a bunch of people.
Yeah, if your user skills suck, I mean, why not? But I was gonna say I don't play as much as I used to. But when I think it was last year when they came out with Face of the Franchise.
Yes, that was their My Player mode. Yeah, I could not think of it.
Yeah. So that was my favorite thing to do because Madden, like after about 6-8 months, just feels repetitive no matter what you do. And it just, you have the game for half a year and then you put it away until the next one comes out. At least that's what I did. And so Face of the Franchise was a way to kind of keep me from playing the franchise mode right off rip. So you play the story mode and end up into the franchise mode, essentially. I forget what I was watching today. They said that wasn't on the new one. They took out Face of the Franchise.
No, Face of the Franchise isn't on this one. That's why I was wondering. I was like, I don't think I've done a My Player on this current year.
Yeah, see,
You can go and
that's
create
just
your
kind
own
of
player, but
depressing.
there's no mode for it.
That's another thing. Bring back create a team. Like that was the best thing you guys had.
Yeah. And if you
And
want to
you
go with comparisons, EA should stop making football games. Hand it over to 2K, who's great at sports games. Great. And I don't like to compare the two because I know one engine has to offer 22 players moving on the field at one time. The other game is only 10. You know what I mean? So it's a lot
yeah.
more in the works you have to worry about and everything else. With NBA, you can kind of get more fine detail and everything, the amazing graphics you get. But how they do the game modes in NBA 2K, so much better. How they do the online modes, so much better, to where like you have a whole park you can walk around in a giant motel. You can take elevators to different parts, and then I can literally be walking with my created player that I've been working on, and then on next to me I see my buddy who's playing in his house with his creative player, and we're just walking around looking at the different courts, the street courts we can play on. That is phenomenal. I think NBA 2K has done phenomenal with that, and I think EA just needs to stop doing the same wash, rinse, repeat shit.
So it's like a GTA style, kind of like a lobby area.
That's exactly what it is. It's a lobby area. You can go to floor 7 to go and like bet on games and stuff like that. Like when the NBA season's going, you can go up to this little arcade and literally play pick'ems. You can go
Oh,
down to
nice.
floor 1 where there's a 3v3 court. Choose which court you want to run against. You can bet money, not real money, but like video game currency. They do it phenomenally. Where on Madden, the real only online stuff they had was the My Team I talked about, which you do play head to head with other players. Yeah. And I don't even play head to head with other NFL online players, because if you play the game long enough, you learn certain plays that are unbreakable. Yeah. That's always been every single Madden. You're going to find a couple plays that it doesn't matter what the defense runs. There's always going to be a guy open at this moment, at this time. Like I can't stand it. I've played people to where they ran the same play 4 or 5 times, and no matter, I knew it was coming and there's no way to stop it. Like, so I just quit doing it. The players themselves ruin the game for me online, to whereas NBA, they don't give them that option.
So I guess the real question is,
fucking fair.
Do you have an idea of how to, even if it's not changing the game, it might be just changing certain aspects or adding in mini games or whatever it may be, to improve Madden? Just give me one. I think I have a good one, and it makes a lot of sense. But go ahead.
Like NBA does, when you create your team, when you create a team in general, you can go expansion, so you don't have to erase a different team. On Madden right now, you have to stick with one team, enter the process of relocation, and then when you relocate, they give you a selection of a bunch of horseshit teams that are the same fucking logos and names that we've had for 8 fucking years. I can't stand it. I cannot stand it. And then when you create a player, we've had the same faces for 8 years. Not a good concept, but at least NBA offers a thing to where you can scan your own face. You can make people look different. On Madden, if you select this face, you look exactly the same as everyone else who selected that face.
There's 7 billion people in the world, and you have like 20 faces.
If you're a white quarterback, you're choosing this face, that one face, because nobody else looks like anything else, or they're even going to decide to go with that. If you're black, you're going to choose this guy. Like, that's what I've known. Like, it's ridiculous, and they don't give you many options to be enjoyable. Like, I don't even relocate teams anymore because I'm like, I've already been the Monarchs. I've already been the Bulldogs. I was this team 4 years ago. Like, they're all terrible. The jerseys, once you relocate, they give you 3 options for jerseys, and all of them 90% of the time are horseshit. Then you can't go back and play your retro jerseys from your old team that you relocated from or anything like that. And whereas NBA, you can download all this stuff. You can make all this stuff on your own computer, as long as you get the right image size, the JPEGs, whatever you want to call them, the dimensions. You can literally create your own banner, upload it on the computer, put it on the NBA site, and then download it when you're on the game. So I'm not shitting you, Brian May, motherfucker. I've never been cyberbullied until it was 2K. I swear, Brian took my face, and he didn't even tell me until he invited me to a game, and then we're playing on this court that he made. And in the middle, it's just a me with a giant logo with my fucking face. Everywhere you look, there's my face plastered. There's my face plastered on the little screens that flash on the scoreboards. It was hilarious, dude. You can't do 1% of that on NFL. There is truly no personalization, and it's heartbreaking because as much as I'm talking shit about Madden, I play Madden all the time.
So to kind of piggyback off of your idea and the teams and stuff, why not
just give us options? That's all I'm asking for. More options than the dog shit you've been giving us for 8 years.
I'm not even saying options, but do you remember in COD where you could design your own like emblem?
Yeah.
You could basically make whatever you wanted. They gave you a square,
overlap,
and you could put whatever shapes. Yeah,
be creative enough to make some cool shit. Yeah,
build your own thing, and all you have to do is name it, and that's your team name. Like, how hard would that be? Right?
It's not. They're lazy.
Yeah,
that's my problem with EA.
So bring an emblem designer or something and a team namer, and bring back create a team. It would solve literally everything that you need.
Pretty much, yeah. So, and I do think they need to sit and watch fucking a couple football games to realize what's humanly possible. Like I've mentioned, the middle linebackers jumping 10 feet in the air, snagging the ball has been a thing since like 2003. Yeah. That was acceptable 10 years ago. We've now got an Xbox 360. We've got Xbox Ones, whatever you have. It's 10 times better than what you were playing on original Xbox, right? Yeah. So take the it's supposed to be an insanely realistic game. That's what it all comes down to. NBA, football, FIFA, NHL, MLB, we're all playing because it's supposed to feel realistic, more realistic than if you go outside and have no one else to play with. You got 19, 22, whatever other many people playing with you virtually. That's realistic. And Madden is still unrealistic. And if you go by that, like, nothing will beat Blitz the League. You and I both know that. Blitz the League 1 or 2, doesn't matter. 1 was better, but 2 still beats all the Maddens. We played that game for the unrealism. Yeah. The brutal hits, all that shit. Like, it was football, what we loved, but it was unrealistic. You could suplex. It was like
football meets Mortal Kombat. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, that's a ruptured spleen for sure. Like,
yeah, Mortal Kombat thought they were doing something inventive. Like, no, they're just ripping off Blitz the League.
So that shit was amazing. And the fact that you could juice your players, literally inject them with illegal steroids and stuff to make them come back faster from games. Oh, we bought that game for the unrealisticness versions of it. We buy Madden because we want it to be realistic. We want it to be our own simulated version of a real NFL season. What I like to do personally, when the NFL season starts, I start week 1 if I have the new game. If I don't have the new game, I haven't done this in a couple years because I haven't had it right as soon as it comes out, so I'm far behind. I usually play 1 game a week with that one franchise. So say, obviously, I would play as the Browns, and I'll see what the Browns, me controlling the Browns, can do better than what real life has to offer. So it's just, I can't even do that anymore. They've made it impossible to enjoy myself. And like I said, I'm a masochist, so I'll play the fucking game. I'll smash a controller. I'll dig a new one out, plug it in, and finish that damn game.
Yeah. Finish quarter 1.
For real. For
So I've got an idea. Like, face of the franchise was good. It kind of gave you that story mode feel, and the way they did it was good. And obviously, not anymore, but as you do it more, you get better at things and making storylines better, stuff like that, yada yada. But after you're done and you get your team, I don't know whether it's always a specific team. I know after a while you can request basically a trade and you can basically pick which team. Stop that. When you get
Well,
drafted to a
that's an
random
option
team,
for almost every sports game.
yeah, but you get drafted to a team, and obviously based on your performance determines whether the team keeps you, plays you, trades you, cuts you, whatever. But you have to make preseason a thing too. Like, you have to make people want to play preseason, right? To enjoy all of the game. You need little game modes to where you're competing against the starting quarterback, receiver, whatever it is, for that starting job.
See, and they had these game modes. That's what I mean. They had mini games in there. I remember playing. I'm pretty sure it's 07. One with Mike Vick on it. Favorite game. Favorite Madden. One, you could do the tackle dummy drills. You could play a team. There was like challenges to where like play a team with nothing but kickers. Play a team with nothing but quarterbacks and stuff like that. There was a game mode. It was called, remember when it was called Running the Gauntlet? That's what they called it. I loved that.
They still have that. They still have the gauntlet. That's still a thing.
What?
Yeah, it's still a thing. But see, I'm not even saying that. Like,
where do you get to it on Madden? Because I'll play that bitch tonight.
I don't know. I haven't played a Madden game in like 4 years. I don't know.
But their gauntlet was like, you did a couple challenges, run 5 yards on this play, run 4 yards on this play, whatever. Get it, complete a 20-yard
pass. Make a first down. Yeah,
then there's a boss wave.
Yep, it's still the same.
It's still the same.
Yep, I watch people do it almost every other day.
Dude, I gotta find this because I've been going crazy. Just like current, because I like I already said, I don't do my team. I think they've got that lock. They like my team. My team is the only thing that consistently comes back. But my issue is they have fun stuff. The fans clearly love it. And then the next year they'll get rid of it.
See, and I think that's what they're trying to do. Like, because they have like the whole yard, the yard now, which is kind of like an NFL street kind of a thing, only football, like NFLized. I don't know what you want to say it, but it's not like cartoon characters. It's like Patrick Mahomes can hand it off 3 times. He can run back as long as he's behind the line of scrimmage. This ball can get handed off 40 times, and then you got a defensive tackle throwing it downfield. Like, that's what that feels. You got the superstar KO, the yard.
That's good too. I like
all that stuff.
Little things.
That stuff's good. But when it comes to like a storyline or even the franchise is where it gets like repetitive year after year. They, like I was saying, they need to put mini games in there that determine whether or not you could win a starting job. Because either you force it or you just play 1, 3, 5 downs in preseason. And if you get drafted to a team like KC, obviously you're not starting behind Patrick Mahomes, but it would be nice to see if you could and out battle him in, whatever it may be, accuracy.
They've had this before in
tire drills, like something, scrambling passes, whatever it may be. Just that, like, even if you're a running back, cone drills, whatever it may be.
They used to have this, dude. I'm telling you.
You have the combine version of the face of franchise. You could play a little bit of it, but it was like run the 40-yard dash and click. Yeah. Left trigger, right trigger. Like, it didn't even do nothing. You ran a 4-6-4 every single time. Like,
right.
It's stupid.
Oh, yeah. do the bench press thing, and then all you see is your dude shaking nonstop. Or he's
It's
trying
like
to lift
working out
one
in
side of it up, and that's it.
GTA. Yeah. You just click an X.
But they had a version in Madden to where you could become a player. You could take over any team you want at that position, but you did not start. And there was a start meter to where like you do so many practices to build up points, and then boom, here's your big moment to potentially become the starter. They used to have that. And that's my issue. Madden, my team is good. Bring back all the fun mini games, dude. I'm going to go and check out the yard because I've never done it this year. The gauntlet and everything else. I haven't done that this year. The My Career face of the franchise, I think that could be good if they incorporated what they did in a couple past years. Have the whole storyline thing like they do now where you play a couple college games. I like that. But like you said, have it to where you're battling to be the starter. Not like you walk out day one, it don't matter, you're starting over Tom Brady.
Yeah,
that type of stuff.
That's stupid.
I think if they incorporated some past stuff with the new stuff, the My Career, My Player is good. The My Team is good. I'm about to, like I said, I'm about to hop on Gauntlet and check that out. If those are good, then their mini games are good. Now what they need to focus on is the fucking franchise, the gameplay itself against the computer.
The animations, yeah.
Yes, and I know they always try to do this. Like I said, they mentioned stacking tackle animations.
Yo, you know what I missed?
It's ridiculous.
That I just like came to mind and I forgot about. Did you ever create your own playbook?
I did a little bit, yes.
Like if you,
for the most part, I would download other people's.
It was a little hard to get used to, but you could literally create your own playbook, set your players wherever you wanted, and legally design, and literally design their routes. So if you have like a Hunter Renfro, he can make like a 40, like 8 zigzags. Like
I do remember
that
I don't think they have that on there anymore.
No, it's you can create your own playbook, but there's like a bunch of plays that you just
select from. You don't actually create it. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to create it.
That's what I'm saying.
That's where the fun lies. Create a team, create a playbook, create a player. Like that's where it needs to be.
Completely agree.
I told you, Matt, we were gonna make Madden a whole video.
Yeah, we ain't got nothing else to do any other bullet points, which is fine with me because this is its own video. I'm gonna send it to EA directly. I don't know if I'm frozen on your screen, but I'm gonna go ahead with the outro anyways.
Oh yeah, you are. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm a ventriloquist right now, boy. But no, this was a rant brought to you by Ballers on a Budget, featuring Sports Beast. Give it up for Corey. Yeah, this was just, I'm sure I look like a pissed off white boy, but you know, we spend money on this shit every year. Fix your shit, EA. Quit settling, because we, the fans, are tired of settling. Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, check it out. Ballers on a Budget and Sports Beast. Spell it for them.
SPORTZ Beast.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. And we out.
Peace.